Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Nancy's Twisted Strings. Today's Friday, well tonight it's Friday night, January 2nd. I'm up in my craft room working on a little crochet project. I'm making a small Afghan, sort of like a coverlet for a friend of mine's, a coworker at work. She wanted one to lay at the end of her bed, so that's what I'm working on. And I'm using the rectangle granny stitch, so this is going to be very long and narrow. She just wants it to cover up the very end of her bed. She's got a queen size bed. It's going to be mostly this purple color, and then I'm using I Love This yarn in the amethyst color, and I'm also gonna do, it's gonna be mostly purple, and then the very end of it I'm gonna put in a few rows of I Love This yarn, the gray mist. I think it's gonna turn out pretty nice. I had to adjust my stitches. The tutorial I watched, she just made a little sampler, so I don't know, it's kind of, I'm hoping it's gonna lay flat. It seems to be kind of curling up on me, but I think once the other yarn gets on it, it's gonna be fine. I just wanted to make a video because I haven't in a few days, and I wanted to show you the finished project of the fabric bowl I made for my friend. I did a video earlier, I don't know, about 2 weeks ago. One of my friends gave me an old quilt that was her dad's, a very loved quilt that had about 4 quilt tops in it, and she told me just to use it for her crafts, or for my crafts. And I wanted to make her something that she could use every day, or at least have sitting out so that it would remind her of her dad. So I just cut a circle out of a portion of it, and then I kind of put some slices in it and kind of stitch them back together. It's sort of this wonky, floppy shape, but that's okay. I wanted it to be like that. I slow stitched all over it, if you can see that, and then I put little remnant pieces of fabric to cover up some of the really bad spots. So I love purple. She knows I love purple. She loves cat, so I found some cat fabric. We are always talking about cats. And she has a white cat, Mr. Whiskers, who is got his own personality, and she adores him. So I thought that little scrap piece was perfect. And I just put some real thick, like, I don't know what it's called. It's not batting, but this thick stuff, you can use it like so that on placemats. I can't think of what it's called, but it's like a real thick stabilizer is what it is. I just put that in the bottom so that it would kind of be more sturdy. And on the inside I just found some cute little fabrics that we've been to the beach several times, so I thought that little scrap of fabric was good, and some more cats, and it was her dad's blanket, so I found something that said dad, and there's some tools, and like I said, I just slow stitched them in there, so none of it's perfect. It's not supposed to be. It's just supposed to be something that she can set on a table and use if she wants. If not, she can just set it on top of her TV and smile when she looks at it, because she knows that it was her dad, that it belonged to her dad. Anyway, I don't know. I think she's gonna like it. But I wanted to show you that because I'd made another video where I was working on it. I'm also working on my coverlet. And I found a channel on YouTube. It's called Hearth and Hook LLC. And in that video, on one of her videos, she had made these little bitty pouches for her kids to put their earbuds in. So I tried to make one for myself. It's made out of the granny stitch. Here's the one I made for myself. She made hers out of some sock yarn, so of course I had to go to Hobby Lobby and get myself some sock yarn, but I didn't plan mine out very well. I got one that was kind of a gradient and a fade, and the beginning part was light gray and dark gray, so I didn't even get to the purple part, but it's just a granny square with a couple rounds. She stitched around it, made this loop. This loop fits into this loop that you put on the other side. And that way you can just throw it in your purse, or you can actually hook this onto your strap. I am always losing my earbuds. Constantly digging in the bottom of my bag for my earbuds. So this worked out perfect. I was going to make one for my daughter. So I went and picked out some sock yarn to make one for her, but when she came home for Christmas, she told me she didn't use her earbuds anymore, that she used her Beats now. So I made another one out of the sock yarn. I'm going to give it to my little coworker that sits next to me, Emma. This one I did a little bit different. I didn't crochet the sides. I kind of stitched them, and the strap isn't, this little loop isn't as long as the other one, and this is some sock yarn like made out of wool or something. I've never bought sock yarn, so when it comes all twisted like that, I think it's called a hank, that I've never purchased one of those before, even had one. So that sort of inspired me to get out my yarn winder, which I had no idea how to use till I watched a video, and I made a cake of yarn instead of a ball. I made a cake. It's not perfect, but I have the idea now, and let me tell you, that yarn winder has been sitting on my shelf for like 5 years. I've just been moving it from one place to another. Never used it. I just have a cheapy one from Temu. I think it was like $5, so I might invest in a better one. I don't know. I got some of these for Christmas. These are neck lights. You hang it over here and put it on your neck, and that way you can see what you're crocheting. I have very bad eyes, and if I crochet in the living room, I have to be next to a light or have a very bright light. So these are wonderful. I seen this on Elise Crochet. She was the one that seen that she talked about these, and she's about the same age as me, so I'm really glad I got these. My guy got me these. He also bought me another pair. I think these were like 20, and he bought me another pair for like 10. So when one pair is charging, and I can use the other pair, and then when the pair I'm using dies, there'll be another set. There's another pair that I can use. So these are really handy. If you don't have these, you should invest in a pair, because they are like something that I use all the time now. I'm so glad I got those. Let's see. I wanted to show you these shelves I got. My boyfriend bought me these for Christmas. They're just little acrylic shelves that you mount to the wall like this. I guess you could mount them like this. It's got a little lip on it. But he's going to hang them on the wall for me so I can put some stuff up there because the cats keep getting into everything. And this is my very favorite shade of purple, so I love these. I love this purple acrylic. Reminds me of when I was in middle school in shop class. We made a clipboard. We had to cut it out of colored like plexiglass stuff, like the same stuff those shelves are made out of. And we had to sand it. Mine was purple, of course. I wish I would have kept that. I sure do wish I would have kept that. I wanted to do a few shout outs. I wanted to tell Lindsay with the vintage button that I watched her video today, and I may not be junk journaling along with you, but I'm watching, so please don't ever think your videos are too long, because I always watch till the end, and I don't think they're boring at all. I think that the prompts you picked out for Junk Journal January are perfect. I move in slow motion, so slow is me every day. After being married for a long time and raising 3 kids and working and rushing home to make dinner and feed the husband and feed the kids and make sure the laundry's done and take care of the animals and all that kind of stuff, I am slow now, and I do it on purpose. That's the only speed I go, except for when I'm driving my car. But yeah, you picked out a perfect one. And the cozy, that's a good one too. That's a good prompt. If I wasn't in the house staying cozy myself, because it's freezing outside here in Illinois. It's wintertime, so we are freezing. No snow yet. We've had snow a few weeks ago, but it hasn't snowed. I'm sure it's coming again, but in the wintertime I like to crochet, so I'm going to do that as much as I can. But normally I do junk journal, so maybe I'll join you in the future. I don't know. I just wanted to tell you that I love your videos, and I don't know, I just like to hear you talk. And you inspire me. You are the kind of person that somebody could give you a pile of sticks and you could make something beautiful with it. I mean, look at what you did with your book, and a lot of it was just stuff that you would normally throw away. That's great. I also wanted to do a little shout out to Crochet After Dark. I watched her video today, and she had asked if anybody uses the Centro or the Addy knitting machine. And I wanted to tell you that I do have one. I purchased one about 2 years ago, and when I first got it, I used it like crazy. I don't think that I ever actually made anything that was wearable with it. I even bought a special attachment so that I could put the drill gun on it and make it go faster. But what I found with it was when it drops a stitch, it's more frustrating for me to go back and figure out how to fix that stitch that got dropped. And I would rather just make it myself. You know, I would rather just take my time and crochet or knit whatever it is I'm making. So the Centro kind of took all the fun out of it for me. Like I said, I did purchase one. I wanted to buy the cheaper one to see if I even liked it before I invested hundreds of dollars in the Addy, because it was a lot more money. And I used it that winter, and it's still back in the box, so I don't know. Maybe I'll pick it up up again someday and use it again. Maybe not. I'm not really sure, but I enjoy crocheting and I enjoy knitting and crafting. It keeps my hands busy. It gives me something to do with my hands to help with my anxiety. And I don't know. I think that this Centro is a good idea, but I just don't have enough patience for it when it drops a stitch and you have to go back and figure out how to put that stitch back in there. So there's that. And I wanted to do one last shout out to Miss Elizabeth Crochet, Elizabeth Morton. I just wanted to tell you that I hope you're doing well. I know you're busy making your blankets. And I sure hope that you take pictures and show us what the blankets look like that you made for your family members, your comfort blankets. I hope you show us, because I want to see. You bought a lot of yarn, girl. You almost got me to go on there and buy some, but I didn't. I had to tell myself no, that I had enough. So please, show us those blankies. I wish I could show you the blanket I made for my mother-in-law for Christmas. It turned out really nice, but I only have a few pictures of it, and I sure don't know how to drop them in on the video because, you know, I'm just not a very good editor right now. I don't know if I need to take a class or what, but seems like it should be something that's pretty simple to do, but even simple is hard for me. Anyway, so I am going to end this video now, and I hope that you all had a good Christmas and a Happy New Year. I got a few days off of work, so I'm always happy about that. I get to spend more time up here in my craft room. I love this purple. This is going to be really cute. You know, the lady I'm making this for, I told her to go to Hobby Lobby and pick out the yarn that she wanted. So she went to Hobby Lobby and she picked out this skein. She got two purples and a gray. And I said, well, you may want to go back and maybe get one more purple and another gray just to be on the safe side. So she said okay. A few days later, I come into work and she's like, hey Nancy, here's that yarn. She hands me a bag. I didn't even look at it until last night when I wanted to start on this. And lo and behold, bless her heart, she doesn't crochet, so she didn't realize, I guess. But so this is the purple that I'm using, right? So this is the purple she picked out. That's not gonna work. So yeah, I'm gonna have to take that back. And then here's the gray I'm gonna use. The gray mist. This is the gray she picked out. She thought it was the same. It might look the same on camera, but it's actually not. This is light gray. This is gray mist. They are just a little bit different. So I'm going to have to go into Hobby Lobby and return those two skeins and trade them in. I may not even need them. But I just thought that was funny. It made me kind of giggle. I can hear her now. Girl, I didn't know. pretty funny. Anyway, I'm going to end this video right now. I have a cat sitting across from me just giving me the eye. She wants to jump up on my desk. So I'm going to have to spray her with the water bottle to tell her no. I hope you guys had a good New Year and a Merry Christmas. And thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.